Hello and welcome to Art with Anna. We are doing another art piece today, somewhat similar to our last piece in the fact that it is a 17th century Dutch artist. So similar but different. So who we're going to talk about today is painter Rachel Ruysch. She is one of my all-time favorites and has been for lots and lots and lots of years, and she is most famous for painting floral still lifes. So we are going to make our own version of it today, and we're going to talk about first what we need supply-wise.
You'll need half sheet of black paper, another sheet of construction paper, any color that you want, some floral stickers, floral coloring pages, butterfly stickers, markers, glue, scissors, and a floral magazine.
Alright, so Rachel Ruysch is known for her floral still lifes, as we've mentioned, and her style was unique in that she started painting vases of flowers with a really, really dark background. So the flowers really popped on that dark background, and it's inspired so many artists. There's so many pictures taken this way. When I was a florist, I always took pictures of my bouquets in front of a black background because I was inspired by Rachel Ruysch. And this really caused her to have kind of instant success. At the time, in the 17th century, her paintings would actually sell for twice the amount of a Rembrandt painting. She was even more famous than him back then. So I think that's something that's really cool about her. She was the daughter of a scientist, and that will come into play in a little bit. And she also had a sister who was a great painter also, who painted in a similar style as her. So let's look at one of her paintings. You can see right here that it is a floral painting. That is most of her paintings, or she'd sometimes do them of fruits and vegetables too. And it is on a dark background again. And many of these flowers would have been growing at the time. You'll see a lot of tulips, oftentimes just different flowers that were native to the Netherlands, and that's why she painted them, because they were available to her. But if you zoom in really closely, you'll also see some bugs, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But that was pretty typical of her paintings also, to have some sort of bugs in them. So kind of interesting. But let's get started with our artwork, and we'll get to the bugs a little bit later. So let's grab out our half sheet of black construction paper. This is going to be our background. Just like her, we're going to have a dark background. So we'll have that in front of us. And then we are going to grab out our other color. And we're going to cut out a vase shape from our other color. I picked out pink originally, but I actually think I'm going to switch to white just personally for myself. And that's because the Netherlands are really known for their Delft pottery. And that's a white pottery that has blue glaze painted on it, and they're really known for this, so I think I'm going to make a Delft pot for my artwork here, but you can choose any color you want for your pot shape. So I am taking a half sheet of white paper and I am folding it in half again, and where there's the seam, I'm going to cut out kind of a vase shape. I'll draw kind of half of it. We're folding it in half so that it comes out pretty symmetrical. So if you can see there, that's my shape. I'm going to cut right there, and then when I open it up, it will be symmetrical on both sides. So here's my little vase, and I am going to glue that onto my black sheet of paper. But before I do that, I am going to decorate it. So after you cut out your vase, the next step is to decorate it.
All right, so again, because I am choosing to make a Delft pottery, which again, you can choose to make any type of pottery for your vase, I am going to take this white
vase and make some Delft markings on it. Here's my little pot, and I am just gonna glue it toward the bottom of my black sheet of paper. So our next step is going to be to do some coloring. We have our markers out to make our vase. We also have these floral pictures that I have made for you guys to color in. You can color outside the lines because it has a black background, and then you can cut kind of just around them to add them to our vase. Alright, so I've colored both of these. I'm going to cut them out and kind of place them, glue them back here like they're coming out of the vase. Because the background is black, I don't have to cut right next to the flower. I can kind of just cut around it. You know, I'm going to cut the bottom off. Now what we're making is a collage. We are going to be pasting a lot of different types of flowers and stickers on. So it's not the painting, we're not painting like Ruysch would. But we're going to have a similar effect of some brightly colored flowers on a very dark background. And we're going to add some bugs. So far you should have something like this. Now you can put your markers away. We actually won't need the markers from now on. We will just need glue, scissors, our magazine, and some stickers. The next step is to grab out your magazine and just page through it to different flowers and pick some that you like. I am probably going to pick a tulip, so if yours has tulips in it, I'm going to pick that because Ruysch is from the Netherlands and that's pretty popular there. So I'll cut out maybe a tulip, but just any flowers that you like you can choose and cut out and paste on your still life. Alright, so I've cut out some flowers from the magazine and I am just going to glue them down. And we are building a bouquet just like a florist would. So typically they start with kind of the bigger things and then they add the smaller things slowly after. So we have kind of our bigger flowers, we're adding some smaller ones, and we are going to add even some smaller ones yet with our stickers. So we're building kind of a base of our bouquet. Oh, there we go. All right, so this is how our still life is looking so far. We are now going to grab some stickers. You should have, if you're at Ben's Hope, you should have a pack of stickers like this with some flowers. And we're gonna just take like one or two and add those to our still life also. I'm having a sufficiently hard time getting the backing off. All right, there we go. If you're having a hard time, I guess you can always glue it down too. If you're having as hard of a time as I am. All right, I'm gonna add one just right there. And one more.
All right. So here we have my current still life of my flowers, which I think looks really nice. It looks good on the black background. It's looking a little Rachel Ruysch style. Now the next thing we need to add is the bugs, which I have gotten just some butterfly stickers. This will be the one that I'm using today. However, you can do whatever bug you would like. And let's talk a little bit about why the bugs?
So why the bugs? Well, in the 17th century, there was the invention of something that made seeing small things easier. So I'll let you guys predict what you think might be this invention. So the invention was the microscope. So the microscope had come into existence, and that made seeing smaller things more possible, and seeing them up close was easier. So with Rachel Ruysch's dad being a scientist, he collected many specimens, and many of them were bugs and insects, and with the ability to see them closer, you could paint them now a lot easier and with a lot more detail. So that is a big reason why Rachel Ruysch did choose to add bugs to her still lifes. Sometimes she would have snails too, or just shells that were just smaller things that she could see now closer up. Another theory though with Dutch paintings is that anytime you see a bug with wings, so dragonflies or butterflies, moths, those are supposed to be represented as bugs, but actually represent more of like a spirit or a spirituality or the Holy Spirit of God. So it is supposed to be something spiritual that you're looking at too. So it does have some symbolism in it, but a big part was because you could just look at bugs easier. It's just kind of fun. So let's add some bugs to our piece of art. All right, so the butterfly I have is a sticker, and I've gotten stickers for everyone at Ben's Hope of different butterflies that you can choose from. And I'm thinking about adding two. I grabbed just one out, but I think it'd be fun to add maybe one in the air and one on the flowers. So I am going to choose to add this butterfly, I think right up here. And then let's add another one. All right, so our last butterfly I'm gonna put right among the flowers, which is kind of camouflaged and hard to see, which is a lot of the bugs that are in Rachel Ruysch's paintings. So here is our own flower still life in the style of Rachel Ruysch. Rachel Ruysch did live into the mid 1700s, so she lived a full life, and she lived and died in the Netherlands. She is pretty well known today, maybe not as well known as Rembrandt, although her paintings did sell for twice as much at the time. So I'm excited to just tell you a little bit about her. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope you have a nice still life here. I hope you guys have a nice still life here that you can be proud of. And just remember Rachel Ruysch. So I will talk to you guys later. We'll have a new video up in a little bit. And until then, bye.